Video. For the purposes of the video,
to get live.
My name is Q.
Talk.
This is Shania.
Feeling. Okay, we're gonna speak about. Yeah.
Right now is the purposes of we'd like to talk about why do men cheat?
Oh man, why do men cheat?
Now I've gotten a chance to be able to speak with a couple of gentlemen friends who wanted to. Actually, they're the ones who came up with the video, not me. So I was pretty shocked and I was willing to do it. So this is going to help a lot of the men out there, as though they might take it as a male bashing thing, but it will help you in your relationship and definitely will help some of the women to understand a little bit better as to whom they're dealing with. Got to have proper discernment of the spirits of whom you're sleeping with, instead of knowing that the fact that you could be sleeping with the enemy. So the topic of today is going to be, why do men cheat? Let's ask a man.
There's one thing I just like what you just said. We may be sleeping with the enemy. It all boils down to that final conclusion of any relationship. When you break up, is this person going to be an enemy? Or is this person going to be a best friend that you have indulged in a relationship with? And it all starts off, let's go back into the beginning of the relationship. And the question is, why do men cheat? Now, through my experience, I'm not going to lie, cheating comes in a variety of ways. Must I agree now? Let me ask you as a woman, what's your level of cheating?
My level of cheating is anything that, if you're going outside of the relationship, whether it be physical or mental, if you're looking for mental stability in another counterpart, then we do have an issue, because that means I'm not satisfying you in that area. Number one, mentally. It should be mind, body, and spirit. You should be equally yoked. Both should be able to balance. But as far as cheating goes, going outside of the commitment that you two have made.
So you're saying basically going
physically and mentally,
going outside the relationship to deal with someone else? Yes,
physically and mentally.
On a mental and physical.
Yes.
Any type of level. Spiritual, it could be kind of like it's a thin line between the spiritual, because you do have spiritual companionships that you do have private moments with on the spiritual level, but anything beyond that, then you're taking it to the topic we're speaking on. Nevertheless, the question is, go back to the question, why do men cheat? First of all, when men use their ego to try to get with a female, the first impression a man has is the beauty of the woman and
attraction,
the attraction part, her conversation, her being attentive to you. That's the main thing that a man focuses on when he meets a woman. Her character. And always when you meet a person, your character is always superficial, let's say, because it's just a first impression. So it starts off with that physical attraction, I believe, with which, you learn just by dealing with a new person, that you want to show everything that's right about you. Everything is correct. Everything is on point. It ain't gonna be no flaws shown for at least good 2 or 3 months. Let's try not to show the flaws.
That goes underneath the 3-month, 3-day rule. You know how I feel about that one.
Right.
After about 3 months, 3 days, a person will truly show you exactly who they are.
I usually say it'd be your first argument. I call it your first
the cupcake stage.
The argument where loose lips come out. Loose lips from the female and loose lips from male. And see what's crazy about men, when women speak about their loose lips, will speak with their loose lips, we can't handle it. For one, because it took away from that first moment when we met you, when you spoke with that.
I don't look at you the same. Right. I don't, he or she doesn't look at the other person the same. It's not just women that are susceptible to gossip. Men are gossipers too.
I know we're gossipers at the same time, like women, but at the same time, what men fail to realize is a woman becomes herself when she releases herself.
Yeah.
And
a lot releases of that,
with her loose lips, which we men look at it as like, it's being harmful to the gentleness that we're used to. Okay. So once that loose lip episode comes in the relationship, and I'm kind of like passing over the 3-month, let's be nice, let's date, let's have fun, let's get the flowers out the way, let's get the rubbing the feet out the way, let's lovey-dove and romance ourselves all the way to we get to the 3 months before we get to the first argument or whatever the case may be. But once we get there, let's say the 3-month period, that's when the question begins. Why do men cheat? That's
if they really want that person, because some men aren't going to wait no 3-month, 3-day rule.
Well, it ain't nothing if it don't last 3 months. It ain't a relationship. If it don't even last that long, that's the thought. Anything before that 3 months is over with, it's a thought. It could be a 3-month thought. Anything after that 3 month, you can experience some real relationship shit,
because you get to see that person at its highs and lows at that point.
You stick around to see that person. If you stick around with your companion, your mate, for that 3 months, that means you're interested and you want to take it further. Without cheating.
Right.
Without going outside the boundaries.
Once a person, at what point does a person does a man get it within his mind that he's going to cheat? Or what types of things in the relationship would become lacking for a man to go outside of the relationship?
Okay, there's 2 questions to ask. There's one, what will make a man on his own instinct? And then the second one is, what will make a man on the basis of his relationship? Let's go with the first one, with the man in his own instinct. Now, me being like a ladies' man, because every man gonna consider themselves a ladies' man, and
nobody would want anybody that they didn't want anyway.
Right. So. And having one woman is not necessarily in the fashion of a man what it should be. It could be more women if he's capable of getting more women on a legitimate legal, maybe a divine legal side to the story.
For those I am trying to put him out there, like the comedian D-Ray has the 2 girlfriends and they're okay with that. And because he travels, sometimes one person has certain credentials that the other one doesn't, and the other one, he may need them as a team player on his team to do something on a business sense as something that he needs them to go on this particular trip, and then all of a sudden the other one has to know that this is something that they have to step back from. Yeah. So, I mean, unless a man has it ice cream and cake and he's eating it too.
Acceptable stipulations within shared relationship. It's acceptable if it's not. But on a man that's on his own, that's want to go outside his household, I done built this 3-month relationship with you. I done built this partnership, this seemingly compatible touch we have with each other. we build it till we get to the point where we're saying I love you, and I go out months down the line, it could be a year down the line, and I go out and want to see the affection of another woman. Now, what made me do that on my own instinct is normally because a man is used to his woman in certain ways to where he don't find a much higher degree of excitement that he's searching for. Like saying new love is the best love because of the physical attraction, the physical affiliation.
Well, most of all of them are like that when you first meet with somebody. You just don't automatically beat somebody, and then the next day you're like, yeah, I ain't going to say it doesn't happen.
It's the moment of thinking y'all together forever.
Oh.
The period of thinking y'all can do this forever. You understand what I'm saying? You know how that thought come about?
Yeah.
Everything is sunshine.
Cupcakes.
I could do this with this person forever, not knowing there's the other side to the story.
You got to really be best friends and know that person, and also know yourself, because certain things that you be like, oh, that you think that you could put up with, you'll wind up getting in those situations or situationships.
Yes, situation compatibility. What you call it?
Compatibility.
Complicated.
Complicationships. Yeah. But it's really situationships, because you get in a situation where you think it's, all glittering gold, and and
that falls
the grass is not really greener on the other side. And when it is, you may be able to put up with certain things that you thought that you could, and then once after a period of time, you're like, I can't do this no more.
Well, it all starts with compatibility from the beginning.
Right.
You find your compatibility within the person within that second round, that second month of being with a person. See, okay, I like his ways, I like her ways. Oh yeah, we like this together, we like that together. Oh, we like this, we like that. Oh, you don't like that? That's okay. Oh, she don't like that. Oh, but that's okay. But I do this, I like this, but she don't like that. But that's okay because we like things there's a lot that we do like together.
Right, but just because I like to hike and you like to hike don't mean that we compatible. Don't mean that we equally yoked.
No, in love. That's just in activities, social activities.
Right.
Maybe. But in love, there's a whole different ball game to that.
Yeah.
And that's what people do. They try to mix that compatibility role in the social. We could do this together, we could do that together, and think that what makes the relationship compatible within the love realm.
When you love somebody, you love them for he or she, or what he or she do and what he or she look like.
Now, what if
that's straight unconditional love?
What if I be a person that sometimes it falls into like I'm a very nice, cool, calm person with you for the first 3 months. For the first 3 months, I'm very calm, collective, very sharp. 3 months, 4 months, 6 months down the line, you see a whole change in my whole demeanor. You see me so relaxed that me came out to you, seeing that something is not upholding to what you've seen before.
They took the mask off.
They took the mask off. Good way of saying it. And so that right there with the woman, sometimes a woman will show her self knowing that a man takes that mask off.
Yeah.
And show his incomparable, he can't uphold it or sustain his grounds of being a strong man. So she gives him that attitude, that
right
outlash.
Okay.
Wow. You see what I'm saying? Because women's expectations of a black man are very high.
Yes, they are.
They are very high.
It's the word that we're going to have to do a video on that. It's the word expect. Your expectations.
Expectations of that man is to uphold himself to the degree to where when you first met him, that's what you enjoyed in that man. That's what you loved in that man. That's what you're choosing of that man. But that man changes. So when we change to the worst, y'all give us the lash of your attitude that now we saying, whoa, she ain't the same person she was when I met her.
Yeah, you know why? Because the glasses, the rose-colored glasses came off. I wear my sunglasses at night. I wear my Yeah, take them rose-colored glasses off.
And then see, when you took your rose-colored glasses off, I was able to look you in the eye and fear that I'm not in control no more. Because I was in control with the superficial side of me, being in control of your emotions, your love, I had control of what I showed you. But then after my relaxation mode of knowing I had you, I relaxed and you seen the other side of me, which a tripled effect on your side to where I started blaming you, to where now I'm going out into the streets and not feeling that zone of when I was with you the first 3 months. So now I'm out and seeing attractive women that I wish I can be in that 3 month with you, which can't be done for the simple fact that we passed that level of superficial, which I'm still dwelling on. I'm finding the love within the superficial realm of the relationship instead of letting the woman become herself and let her become herself and then show herself as she is being strong to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side of the women, her man is not being updated. He ain't being compatible. He ain't standing up with Mr. Jones. He ain't doing what he's supposed to do as a man. So while she is going out to the grocery store, Mr. Jones is lurking in the motherfucking aisles.
You want some grapes, baby? Got some nuts for you.
Got some grapes to cool off though.
You want grape nuts or you want the real nuts?
And I sprinkle them all over your toes.
I understand that. I remember.
Matter of fact,
it doesn't even matter
where's the flowers at?
Who or what or how old you are. I remember in my younger years, when I was in my younger years, about 20 or so, an old man approached me in the grocery store. Literally, I mean, like he could be my grandfather. He was like one of those old men that help all the kids in the neighborhood and fix their bikes and he was just like.
How old were you?
In my early 20s.
Oh yeah, you legal.
And so he was just like, well, hey, little mama, and do his little splee. And I was like, I have a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. He was like, I didn't ask you all that. I just want to ask you if, maybe sometimes you might need some groceries, you and your man. I can come over there and bring some to you and your man. And I thought to myself for a minute, what kind of crap is that?
Yeah, I mean, that's sugar daddy talk.
I know, but once I got home and told my man, it goes to show you about how men think too. Once I told him that, he was just like, man, you would just not believe what just happened to me at the grocery store. And I tell him and he goes, well, did you get his number? No. He's like, you dummy. Like,
that would have been me. I was like, you know what?
Did you get his number? We need some groceries, fool.
Matter of fact, go back to the grocery store, wait for him. But anyway,
but see, you better go find him.
But see, the attitude only became because we done been through so many loose lips conversation, and we're just with each other because right now, ain't no one stole me from you, or no one stole you from him.
Yeah. No, well, what's given and for you, and it's meant for you, you can't take that away. And each one of us share different parts of each other with each other. You can always really tell, even at a funeral. That's where you can really tell. At a funeral, when you see everybody and somebody pass away, whoever crying the hardest is either the one who did the most dirt to the person or treated the person crappy, or they really and truly miss them and love them. Or you can see the ones that's arguing, giving each other mean, dirty looks. They've been together. They slept with them people.
And that's just one way of looking at it. One way of looking at how men and women cheat. You can have 1,000 subjects on the matter because there's all different type of forms of how we go through life's experience with cheating. And, some men, just got to have extra women. It's okay in their mind, but at the same time, you're hurting a woman and you're hurting a divine relationship that you can have with your woman. So you're not as being real to yourself as you are to your woman when you do cheat, regardless, and it's vice versa. So, next subject we'll come across another subject, another ways or means of why men and women cheat. We'll bring it up, talk to you, cut it.
Yeah, a lot of it is control and it's attached to the fear-based reality because everybody's afraid of rejection at some point. And so when you're living in the fear-based reality and knowing that the fact is that nobody likes to be rejected, the other aspects of it is that the fact that you have an issue with acceptance and kindness. So if you feel rejected, you're not going to take rejection well. You're not going to be like, oh well, I've had some people where they're like, oh, well, tell your husband he's a lucky man. Well, I'm lucky too. I'm lucky to have him. Thanks. Good. But either way, it's a part acceptance and kindness. And when some people can't accept that rejection, they literally turn around and will be violent, committing felonious capers all over the town and, committing sins against you and others because they don't want to accept the fact that what's going on. So, but next time we will, next video, we'll talk a little bit about that. It was a little bit lax tonight. We were kind of doing some things around, running around. But do come back, like, share, subscribe.
We're not posting that, so.